What's up, Bucs fans? It's Ronde Barber again for your Week 2 film session presented by Microsoft. And I thought I'd start this day by honoring the greatest defensive coordinator in Bucs history. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Monty Kiffin and his Tampa 2 defense. 48-25 win over Atlanta. A lot of good things. I loved a lot of things. But since we're talking Tampa 2, let me diagram some Tampa 2 for you here. This is the second play of the game, all right? Bucs are in a 2-by-2 formation to start, but let's focus on Atlanta since we're talking Tampa 2. Now, they're a 3-4 defense, meaning 3 interior defensive linemen. You have an outside linebacker, an outside linebacker, inside linebacker, inside linebacker. So 3-4. Traditionally, you run Tampa 2 out of 4-3, right? So they do a little bit unique in the way that they call cover 2. So you're gonna end up with 2 safeties, 2 guys in the flat, 2 seam droppers, and then a middle run-through player. That's what designates Tampa 2 as Tampa 2. Now, this is a really good job disguising it, but Tom Brady dials this thing up so perfectly in cover 2, and this is where the weakness of cover 2 is. It's through the seam. The seam dropper, this linebacker right here, if he's not deep enough, the ball goes right over top of his head. Great throw. You can see exactly what Atlanta's trying to do. They're trying to fool the greatest quarterback in NFL history, and he's just having none of it. Starts with 5 down, ends up with 4 down. As soon as he sees this middle linebacker, Luakon, turn his back and run through the middle, Tom knows it's Tampa 2. And where's the weakness of Tampa 2? In that same great throw catch, Mike Evans. Only reason I like to show that play is because the next play is even better disguised by Atlanta, but an even better play by Tom Brady. Look at this to start the snap. There's 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. You have defensive end, you have a defensive end, you have 3 linebackers, 1 here, 1 here, and this is a 3rd linebacker right there. At the start of this play, you're saying there's no way that this is Tampa cover 2. So let's just let this play. You have 2 deep safeties, 2 guys in the flat, you have 2 seam droppers, and a middle run-through player. Tampa cover 2. The genius of this play, or at least the genius of our quarterback in this play, is if you look at this play from the very beginning, Tom realizes that something is going on here. It's a miss, right? This is not what it's supposed to look like. So he points out the mic, number 54. I have this guy that's gonna blitz. If he blitz, I have to make a decision on this. And you can see him communicating with Chris Godwin here, but he's really looking for a hot from Mike Evans. As soon as he sees this linebacker, number 54, run to where the hot's supposed to be, he says, this is cover 2. And so when I was watching this live, I said, this is one heck of a play. But in reality, Tom sees that it's cover 2, and the weakness of cover 2 on the backside of a 3-by-1 is this bench route by Gronkowski. So it looks like just a hurried kind of panic throw, but it's so well calculated and delivered. And obviously, Gronk is not a blocking tight end, as we talked about last week. He is a touchdown machine. All right, enough about offense, because this game was about defense. At the end of the day, defense won this football game. I could spend all day talking about Vita Vea. I haven't mentioned him yet. Not a lot of people are talking about him, but he is a wrecking shop on the defensive line this year. He's causing a lot of havoc in the run game. And on this play, I'm gonna show you he's causing havoc in the passing game as well. So, back to our theme, Tampa cover 2, right? So, the first turnover of the game, it's the first series of the second half. And we end up going down and scoring off this turnover. But I want you to watch this play as it develops, right? What did we just talk about? Tampa cover 2. 2 deep safeties, 2 guys in the flat, 2 seam droppers. Here's one, and our outside linebacker, Shaq Barrett, is the other, and then Devin White is the middle run-through player. Now, it doesn't look like Devin White's running through the middle because he sees 3-step by Matt Ryan, but Tampa cover 2. I had a lot of interceptions off Tampa cover 2 from the end zone. Let's talk about the guy at hand, the guy that causes this turnover. Yes, Shaq Barrett gets credit for it, but at the end of the day, this is just Vita Vea absolutely destroying this center, number 61. Watch this. And this was, I could have put on 20 plays that looked exactly like this. Vita running through somebody, manhandling him, and then getting his mid on the ball for the interception. Turnover Tampa. This game was way closer than it should have been, right? Get a score on offense, Atlanta gets the ball back. They're going to try to come down and answer that score. This, to me, was the game. This is what changed it. Now, Bucs are going to run a zone dog here, fire zone, whatever you want to call it. 5 guys blitzing, 6 guys in coverage, single high. You could tell they rock and roll the safeties here. 31 goes down, 33 goes to the hole. The corners have thirds on the outside. And you have to sort, in zone pressures, you have to sort the underneath routes here. You see Levante David pop out. Antoine Winfield Jr. on the other side is the other underneath defender. And down here, of course, our hero, Mike Edwards, just watching the ball come straight into his zone, and all you gotta do is catch it. All you have to do is catch it. Bats it to himself, catches, touchdown, but let's watch this. It's always easy to say the guy that had the interception is the guy that's responsible for the interception. But who's responsible for this interception? Will Golston. From the end zone, watch this. Devin White takes 2 blockers. Will Golston comes free. Matt Ryan has to make a quick decision, makes a poor throw. Next thing you know, Bucs have a comfortable lead, and Atlanta gets the ball back, and guess what's going to happen on the next series? What I love about this play, it's again much similar to how Atlanta was showing a lot of different looks on defense. Todd Bowles does the same thing as Dean Pease. It looks like it's going to be 6 guys blitzing, but at the end of the day, this is just a 4-man rush with both corners coming. And what makes this play special is the inside defensive tackles tying up the offensive line. Watch these 2 guys inside. Watch these 2 guys inside. They're gonna pull up and they're gonna occupy the offensive line, and when they pop out, the outside blitzer is free. Carlton Davis bats the ball to his teammate, and the only reason I put this one on here is because Mike Edwards has 2 interceptions for touchdowns. The last person to do that was some old guy, number 20, in Raymond James Stadium. Good job, Mike. Way to be a hero. Bucs win, 48-25. I'll be back for your film session next week. Presented by Microsoft. Big game, Rams. Can't wait.